Oh, we live. Let me put my watermelon up.
Look, I was like, he eating something good.
Hey everybody, welcome to our live. It's Vital Live, Memorial Day weekend. We're not gonna be before you long. So I guess we'll give right a couple of seconds to get in. Christine, how you been?
Girl. Well, offline, it's been a lot. Like
We're
just working.
online.
No, I know. So now, like, update everybody. Like, I had to get tested. It was just crazy. And I know we're gonna get into that, but it was like that was an experience. To
Ah,
go through that, and although I felt fine and everything, I was like, it is negative. It still is a
hmm.
thought. Like, is
I
it
know,
negative?
right?
So I had a little moment with that, but everything's good.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get into it. We will get into it. Um, Trying to give our viewers time to get on and check us out. Let us see. Ready, Eddie? How you been?
I've been all right. Can't complain. Isolate still as much as possible. Therapy. We doing. I'm doing all my sessions over the video.
Okay, got you. So you still out of the office and over the FaceTime. When are you looking to end that?
When I have to.
Oh, so you trying to isolate forever?
If Blue Cross Blue Shield, like they've extended it. Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicaid extended it to June 30th. If
Okay,
they extended to July 30th, I'm gonna be into July. If they extended to August, they at the point that they say we ain't paying you for this no more without all these steps, because you can still do teleservice, but you got to cross a bunch of bridges. I'm gonna be
got
doing
you.
it like this.
Uh, are you so why? Like why wait? Tell me why wait.
You lose a lot counseling with the video and instead of in person, but I am not willing to risk my therapeutic relationship for getting COVID. Like if I counsel with somebody and get COVID the next day, that relationship is dead. All I'm gonna see them as is the person that gave me COVID.
Gosh,
I ain't even gonna be
I
able to
got
help
you.
them therapeutically. So I just rather be in the best position in our society for me to be comfortable with that. We ain't there yet. Numbers
Okay,
still going up.
I have a live audience. Y'all ready to get back out in public? Oh, they don't want to talk. All
What the
right.
live audience say?
I mean, they don't want to be. What's up, Blue?
What up? What up?
Blue.
How
Man,
are you?
I feel so old. It's like such a task logging in, man. I think I had to be on Chrome.
Well, welcome, everybody. You all, we have a lot to discuss and not a lot of time. So we're only going 1 hour tonight. It is the Memorial Day weekend, so I know everybody's marinating the meat and all that type of stuff. But we're here, so make sure that you all put your comments in the live. Said is here, but he had to go do something. He's being
What's going
vital
on?
right now.
What's going
Yeah.
on?
So what have you learned this week? We'll start there. What have you learned this week? We've been checking in with it every week.
Okay, something I
Courtney
have
burnt. I
learned.
mean, no,
Oh, go ahead.
Christine, mine is burnt. She
What?
like Puerto Rican peach and beige. No,
Okay. So honestly, I know people were so skeptical, like about do these masks work? Is the distancing really working and stuff like that? So for me, and I can't get too detailed about it, I just did encounter a situation where I had to get tested because I was around somebody who was in fact positive. So everyone around them had to get tested, and we all came back negative. And for
Good.
me, it says something because we practiced, we did the mask, we did the distancing, sanitizing, and all of that. And so for me, I was just like, there was a relief, like, wow, we actually did what we were supposed to do, and
Right.
even though this person was positive, we were able to in fact protect ourselves the best that we could, and we were negative. So,
Oh,
and that person is also doing better, but there's a relief there to know it worked.
okay.
hey, I got a question. So, do
Yeah.
they know how they got it, or may have gotten it?
No, I can't say they don't know how they got it.
Wow.
or where they got it, or when they got it.
Right.
That's what kind of freaks me out. Like just walking around knowing that it's an invisible killer that's literally just lurking, and you just
Right.
like, to me it's just so random. Like I know somebody, a close friend of mine, that was hanging out. I was hanging out with a little bit, just doing little projects and helping stuff around the house. But his
Right.
wife had it, and so his two children got him tested. They didn't have it, so I was nervous. I ain't went and got tested, but I mean, it's just like, man, it's so random. Say it. Where
Yeah.
is your office, man? What are you looking at? Is that a view? Like, what are you doing? Say it.
This is my mom's office. This
Oh, okay. Tell me something. You said my office.
no,
Like,
no. I said the office.
Live and spread office.
No, I said I haven't made it to the office, not my.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You said the as in mine.
so look, Christine gave her COVID testing experience and just how those results came back and everything was good. She was clear. And I know that I was posting during the week just about being responsible and people actually making the attempt to do better, like be tested, be responsible, do the responsible thing. Mm-hmm. And sorry, I'm adjusting again, y'all. But being responsible, how do you all feel about actually doing a test to be responsible, considering that asymptomatic people could be spreading COVID and not knowing it, or either that your allergies and your asthma could very well be symptoms? What do you think about everybody being tested?
I guess for me, I got mixed feelings about it because it's not like a time test. You good? That would be something that you would have to be basically tested on every week or at least every 2 weeks to ensure that you don't have it. I may not have it this week, but I could come in contact. I could go to the store or whatever and come in contact with the virus the week after or the week after that. But if I take the test and I say, hey, I had a test last week and it says I was negative, so like I'm not going to take. So do you take the test once and that's it, or does it become like every 2 weeks I'm taking a test?
I think with the availability of the test, that if they were available and we could, or either we test negative and then we go back in 2 weeks and test again, I think I would. So like first thing I want to, Christine, I know you and I can both talk about this together. It hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, it's gonna go all down in your throat. And that's not what happened. It's gonna go up in your brain. No, it was tilt your head, go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a good day.
Right.
That was it.
How long does it take the test, the results come back?
24 hours for me.
Yeah, and so there is the rapid testing, like Wu mentioned, 24 hours, and mine was 24 to 36, which is still,
okay.
I mean, that's a great turnaround time, So I actually got mine like within the 36-hour window.
Okay. So I wasn't afraid of what was going to come with the results. I wanted to know. I wanted to be sure. Like I had started wheezing, and I had been wheezing anyway because this is the season where I do that. But just being responsible, I looked at it as being responsible. And then peace of mind. We talked about that. Like I know now that I'm okay. That doesn't mean that I'm going to ease up on what I've been doing as far as social distancing or wear my mask or anything like that. I'm going to keep doing those things, washing my hands. I'm going to keep doing all of that. But now I know that I'm COVID free.
For right
Dan
now.
said you made a
right now,
Well, for me, I think that when they say wear a mask, you're wearing a mask as if you have it to protect the people around you from getting it. Right. So for me, I've been isolating and distancing, and when I'm out, I do wear a mask as if I have it. So I feel like if I act as if I have it, even though I don't have the symptoms, I think I'm still doing everything I can be doing to be responsible. I'm not out without a mask right now, so I see that it's important, to test, but I feel like if I came into contact with somebody that I thought may have put me at risk, then I would take that responsibility. But I've been isolating. I've been responsible on every front, I feel. So I feel like just continuing to treat myself as if I have it to protect the people around me would be just enough for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you all going to get tested? If we bring somebody in studio, we do the age. The HIV testing, we do that. We have done other testing in studio. Are you all gonna do the COVID testing? Blue said no.
Blue. Who get blue?
But you the main one. I got all these underlying conditions.
And right, I don't want to know what I got. Hey, but let me ask you this though: when they take the test, can it detect if you've had it and gotten over it?
I think according to my results, it said no, and no, nothing found. I need to look and see. I'll look back and see.
I think the test do is a test for antibodies. So even if you have COVID and it's gone away, if your body still has the antibodies from it left in your system, I think it detects the antibodies.
All that.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
I might do
All
it.
that.
So if you had it and it's gone, it would still show that you've had it.
So Courtney Shields said no.
I might do it. I had an itchy throat in the
Where
comments.
Courtney Shields at?
In the comments.
Tell her
Tell her to
get off the sideline.
Okay.
At least that's how one of the earlier tests was explained to me. I don't know if the testing is
where am I?
significantly different or not now.
You're in here, Christine. We see you. We see you. Well, that's COVID. That's COVID in a nutshell. Like the testing is still available. Take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Do everything that you've been doing. Do not let up. So I know that tomorrow is a holiday. Families are getting together again. We just got together for Mother's Day, but we'll be together again for Memorial Day. What are you all gonna do?
Pick up plates.
I will be home.
Pick up plates. Be at home. What else?
I go to my in-laws' house.
Okay.
Crawfish.
Okay.
So still playing it safe. Said he's getting to go plates. Social gathering or social distancing within your gatherings is where the rest of the world is, or where everybody else is. That's what the governor said. But Dr. W. I something said no. Wilson, Mark,
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Yeah.
He said no, like not yet. He didn't say no to to social gatherings. He said no to the entertainment venues such as clubs and yeah.
Stuff.
But driving through town today, I saw a lot of our sisters and brothers out in the community, and they didn't really look like us, but they were out. They were at all of the breweries and all the bars, turned there, packed. That's what I saw.
The beach is packed. I'm so
Yes, it is. Those beaches.
man, I'm talking. But I'd rather catch them next year when I can live after that.
Yay! So just practice social distancing. Know you're around responsible people, and make sure that they're doing the right things and taking the necessary steps. Let's talk about Uncle Joe. What, Blue?
Well, I do got some promising news about it. So the World Health Organization reports that there are over 1,300 trials for a vaccine. Right, so actually 1,303. So that's promising, and they all over the world. But I saw one. I want to say one with Oxford and one at a place in the United States where they actually were able to proceed to go to the clinical trial. So that means that it did okay in the animals. It did okay in the preliminary test. Now they got to see if it's safe for humans. And so some people are saying, speculating, very likely, that we might have a vaccine as early as December, maybe in the January, because everything being expedited is not anything that has to wait. If everybody's like, if it pass, and I need people to understand that when they say they pass trials, people can't afford to not. I hate propaganda.
Hey, TJ.
Wait, what?
Hey, McKenna.
Lord,
The co-stars.
Right.
Man, y'all done got my mind out.
I was supposed to just act like I didn't see him. It's so cute.
But it's just, I want people to understand that rich people have a lot to lose too. So I think that, when they say they got a vaccine for the virus, I believe we're going to actually have a vaccine for the virus. Now, I might not get tested, but I bet I get that vaccine.
I'm not getting the vaccine the first round. Let's go give me
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 or 3 rounds
do a test
before.
run.
Yeah.
Well,
Let the
I'll
rest
let
of y'all go on croak first.
See how they do.
shoot me up.
Eddie, Uncle Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. And Sounds of Blackness. He had some Sounds of Blackness resounding as he said that how black could you possibly be if you're gonna vote for Trump over me? That's a nice little chant right there, huh? Tell us about that. Where was he and who was he talking to?
Joe Biden was talking to Charlemagne the God, doing an interview. Like, I don't know why these politicians come on there. If they would listen to the Breakfast Club, he'll know Charlemagne hate him anyway.
As opposed to just coming to Vital and being
Yeah,
100.
just being 100. But at the end of the interview, and it seemed, I mean, the way that they breaking it down is it was in jest, but he said, if you struggling between choosing Trump versus me, then you ain't black. And so that soundbite done threw the community into a ruckus. Half of the community saying, that's why I don't feel with Joe no way. I ain't voting for Joe because, and the others half saying, well, where the lie at? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much can you really, be in tune with your blackness if you're voting against black interests? You know, but they're also saying so. But Joe, you ain't supposed to say that. You ain't the right color. You ain't the right age. You probably that's not dialogue that's accessible to you, even if it's something that we use in the community.
But I saw Blue. You made some good. I saw your post where I think you were making some great points where you were talking about
Sorry.
like you got to choose. You know what I'm saying? And I think because they were saying, well, okay, if you go with Trump, for sure this dude's racist. But then you were saying, okay, well, you got this person over here too who will manipulate black people or who manipulates, and it's like, what are you gonna choose? You know what I'm saying?
Don't we
like,
always end up in the same position though?
Like, and to me, it's stupid. And I'm using a very harsh word, stupid, because to me, we don't hear a lot of these people until election times. There are a few who are consistent with this argument, but my
Right.
thing is that right now, it's a Hillary all over. And what's so crazy is how can you hold them to be so correct and proper, but you won't even, especially when I'm talking to the people in Birmingham who would look at their friends who are in politics or in political positions and ignore their in their whatever you want to call them
The
issues.
lack of attention to the black community.
Yeah, or just even lying and just doing all that or whatever. And it's like you wait right until election time. And see, I feel like the people, I'm going to tell you something. Trump's tax plan helped me and my family tremendously, like tremendously. It puts us in the thing between having to pay a lot of taxes and not having to pay taxes at all. So it's in favor for us. But I don't have the conscience to say, well, okay, since it benefits us, forget everybody else. And I believe those are the people who are making this argument, talking about, well, I ain't gonna vote for him. And that's because Trump's venom doesn't directly affect you. It only affects mostly poor, underworked, undereducated people who have extended criminal history. And so I just like, man, shut up. Like, who cares? You confusing people right now, and I wish you just shut up. It's always been we have to pick two of the lesser venoms. It's always been that.
Okay.
Only people who are truly hurting the black community is the black people in politics who actually make it to that arena, but take advantage of us and do basically what other people are doing to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they see us doing it to ourselves in this sense politically, then why not? I mean, how many people in Birmingham right now claim that certain people came to see them during the campaign season, but we don't see them anymore? That's
Right.
the same narrative. And so, but now you want to be so vocal, you scared to say something when it's somebody else or your friend locally, but you got big lungs when it comes to somebody off. And so it's just our people gonna suffer.
Jump in with your comments. If you all have something and you're watching it live, you want to comment, you can text us to 205-452-0111. You can also write them in the comments. But the question right now, are you going to hold your vote? Joe Biden said what he said. Like, how black are you really if you vote for Donald Trump? Did he say over me? Did he say that part?
No.
That's people being messy.
My issue with it is, number one, the amount of people who are saying, "Oh, I'm not voting for Joe," were you really voting in the first place? A lot of people that are making this, causing a big uproar, had no intention of voting, never, don't believe in the concept of voting, and are trying to use this as a reason why you shouldn't vote. Secondly, this is not an election where we could talk about what we need, where the emphasis is on what we need as the community, what the platform should be, this and the third. The main objective is to get Donald Trump out. If we don't get Donald Trump out, we can't have these conversations about how do we move forward, how do we build community, how do we establish equity and make sure our voices are heard. So that conversation can't happen if Trump is still in office. So this is the bullet we got to bite just to get him out of office. I'd rather go with Joe Biden than to go with Trump. So, and I think Joe Biden, it wasn't a racist comment, in my opinion. I think it was a typical white liberal comment. White liberals have the tendency to feel like, I'm not like the Republicans. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced. I want to support the black community. I want to do everything I can to help, not realizing a lot of their efforts are contradictory to what black people are trying to do and establish, or could hurt the black community more so than help. So I think Joe was trying to lean into his white liberalism and his white privilege to say, listen, I've been rolling with Obama. That's my homeboy. I can get away with saying this because y'all know my heart and y'all know who I roll with. As opposed to a saying, "No, Joe, don't say that." He shouldn't say it first and foremost.
Thank you, said.
I think
I wanted you to talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was like trying to do it the best way.
I agree.
Pull them up.
Okay.
I think one part of it too is that Republicans will vote for whoever is willing to do their agenda, and Democrats want the character of the person who performs that agenda to matter. And so we're not even focusing on what Joe Biden has said he will do for the black community. We sitting here playing popularity contest with what he's saying. And he said this thing. He ain't the person that we want to carry out these things. You know, at the end of the day, what's important to me is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg ain't gonna last no 5 more years, and we don't need that other Senate seat to be taken up by another conservative. And not only that, but just federal judgeships across the country. Trump has appointed 30% of those judge seats, people who are young for lifetime appointments. So we're talking about 30 to 40 years of people impacting case law that is going to change how judges rule. And we don't need that to be another 5-6 years of Trump doing that with young people who are going to be on these seats for 35-40 years. We can't afford that. We can't afford the 30% he put out there.
Can I say something on that? How important that is, literally. So I feel like that what my wife's company doing her is a violation of, it's an EEOC situation. However, when I talked to an attorney, he was asking me, could he make a claim in another state because of the judges that are in Alabama and how prejudiced they are and how hard it is to file an EEOC complaint or even be heard. And so it all goes back to voting, and it all goes back to judging. It might not directly affect you right now, but at some point in your life, it has the tendency to affect you, whether you're on the good side or the bad side of the law. And I think we've been programmed to look at how important that is for our community. And we saw that earlier when the state was trying to remove a judge position in Jefferson County and give it to Madison County because they saw an influx in black judges and district attorneys. So they see, people always saying chess, not checkers. They are playing a game of chess, and they are showing us how important judge seats are because they are trying to remove them. And so,
yeah.
What's a
All
holiday?
right.
But
That one about you.
I want to
Sorry.
add something else real quick. That a conversation with my homeboy pointed out. He said this has shown that Joe Biden can use the term black, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
when we at the bargaining table about what we need for our community, we don't need to be hearing the word minority. We don't need to be hearing the word diversity, people of color. If he can use the word black to leverage
Black.
people that he want to vote for him, then he can use the word black when it comes time to do something for the community.
I
We
agree.
know he can use the word now. So when it comes time to deliver something, the word black need to be used then too. Not just when you're trying to use it to leverage people who I want to support me.
All right, Cersei.
One more point I wanted to make. Something I called into Uncle Chris's show about on Friday. Talking about
You going out Friday? Oh, you. We're gonna have to give Chris some beer after the 5 o'clock.
Shout out to Chris Coleman in the think tank.
Yeah. So one of the points I was making on his show, I think something that is being missed in the conversation is the way Joe Biden dismissed being questioned about or engaging in conversations about what is important to the Black community and how can we go about getting our agenda pushed. So for when Charlemagne's saying we got more questions, his response, I understand where he was coming from. Listen, what more questions could you have if you've looked at my record and heard everything I've said? But at the same time, if I as a Black person, if we as a Black community have questions, it don't matter about your track record, how many times you done said it. Listen to us when we want to be heard. But for you to ceremonially dismiss us because you feel like I've talked about it and I've said it enough is what often happens in to Black voices and Black community. We get marginalized because, we gonna get to that. Give me a minute. We get wrangled into fear. If you vote for the Republicans get in office, you're gonna lose your right. They're gonna put you back into. Joe Biden was even the one, I think, during the course of the 2012 election when Obama's second term, he was the one went to the NAACP and said, they're gonna put you back in chains and this, that, and the third. Bruh, I don't care about that. Because for all I know, you putting me in chains. I may not be able to see them, but you may have policies and other things that are chaining me and shackling me from being able to live my life.
All right. Well said, Cersei. Christine, you got anything on that?
This is the thing. I feel like, you know how you can have a conversation with people and it's like, you're talking amongst people who get it. So what about the people outside of this conversation and the people who understand about voting and stuff, that group where it's like, I just see two white men who don't have my best interests at heart. And why I feel like, and I hate to say this, but why President Obama won is because our Black people who were like, that's a Black man and I'm voting
for him.
Look, didn't care about the policy, didn't care about what he actually had in plan for us. It was just, I want to get that man in office. So now we're in a position where I just see two white men who, because I've seen someone going back and forth with you, Blue, where they were just like, so you're telling me to pick my poison. You know what I'm saying? And they just...
We always telling you to pick your poison.
Yeah, so it's like, there's that argument where people are just like, I don't want either one of you, and that's why I'm pulling my vote. Which is I still feel like it's irresponsible, but I do believe that's why it's causing us the win.
I voted for
win, I guess. And that's where people are pulling out because it's like they don't see either one having our best interests at heart, even though we should choose because we don't want Trump.
And guess what? Both of those guys,
I don't want either one of them.
Both of those guys who are coming are doing very well in life, and they have a lot of knowledge on how to survive even through Trump. And so, they are very smart too. I got much respect for them, but I kind of lose a little respect because I say you're willing for your ego, for your own personal whatever. You're willing to make other people suffer when you're supposed to be their voice. So it's
So who you gonna vote for? Who y'all voting for? Hey, Courtney.
vote for Biden.
Whoever opposite of Trump.
Yeah.
Trump, you vote for Trump?
I said whoever's opposite of Trump. Like,
Woo.
I'm sorry.
Well, listen to what your daddy said. Your daddy said if a chimpanzee was running, that's
hey,
what I hope for.
I'm with him. If Old Yeller decide to run, somebody put him up there. Hey, I'm voting for Old Yeller.
Curious George.
Curious George.
So it's no question. It's no question about holding your vote. Like that's not an option either.
No, that's not an option to me.
Okay.
I think there may be time in the future at some point to hold our votes when there is a more reasonable opposition. This is the time to do that. There is a lot more at risk right now than has ever been for the Black community. So I don't think that's out of the picture moving forward in the politics. But somebody as wild as Trump and as racist and with problematic policies for the Black community as Trump, this ain't the time to be having that conversation about pulling your vote. That's why when P. Diddy came out talking about we'll hold our vote if we have to.
Like, bro, no, you won't.
You don't feel these issues. You don't feel like
right.
He had a vote or die campaign at some point,
right?
And now he's talking about we'll hold a vote because Joe got to give us something. But he has who has even said what we want as a community, in this situation?
The time
what do we want? Reparations?
The time to have this conversation is 2021, right before Senate and House elections, and then 2023 when right before the presidential election again. 2021 is going to be crucial because Democrats going to need that Senate, and they may need the House if they lose it. So that's the time to say, hey, we going to hold our vote. So, Joe, we heard everything you said, but we need to hear from the people who actually have votes and can pass stuff that has dollars attached to it through Congress.
And that's a hell of a comment, because that's it. That's when you hold that vote and say, listen, we'll put you on ice by holding our vote and let them have the Senate and the House, and you won't be able to do nothing but just sit there.
You won't be doing nothing for your own folks.
What we don't need is for them to have the White House thing. Because I believe that him being in the White House, even if we control the Senate and Congress, he still holds a certain level of power that influence people and is in my words be going. He's empowering people to have hate. He's empowering people to feel like they can shoot us down in the middle of the street.
Inciting.
Right.
Inciting. Thank you. So it's like he got to go. And look at what your mama said. Your mom commented and said 45 taxes hurt us. And see, that's why I feel like, man, if you done made it in life and you don't care about the people that it still hurts, then you really ain't made it. And that's how I see it. Like I could not.
That's a great point.
It don't affect me, so I'm good. I ain't gonna lie and say I don't celebrate the fact that it does help me, but in the same breath, I I'm in pain because I know it's hurt many other people around me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Any other comments that you all have? Put them in the comments. Courtney, you came in a little bit late on this conversation. Any thoughts about what Joe Biden said to Charlemagne?
What'd you say, Blue?
Make her pick big so we can seal.
Ooh. You know what?
Anyway.
I just feel like at this point, I saw somebody post something about President Barack, just comparing Obama to Trump. And I think that aside from policies and all that kind of stuff, because I think a lot of people that goes over a lot of people's head. I don't think a lot of people really understand policy and how much we're affected by those things. But the big picture to me has been that we have a president right now that is so divisive, right? So, and while, there are some things that I think Barack did that I don't necessarily agree with, but I think that he really attempted to be inclusive. And in that, I think that there are a population of people that feel maybe excluded, but the level of divisiveness that Trump caused has the nation is just in an uproar. And so between the two, when I think about Trump versus versus a Biden, you know, with his history, with knowing that he was, you know, alongside of Barack. I think that whatever he does, it will be way more inclusive. So again, with policy, somebody's gonna get left behind. There are gonna be things that hurt us, but at this point, I'm like, man, we have got to have somebody that has an attempt to get this nation brought more into each other than is divided as we are.
And
So,
the way I see it too, to add on to that, is like, make no mistake, Joe Biden ain't finna be the white savior of the black community. But
right.
him merely just being in that position will stop the bleeding that's currently happening in the black community.
Yeah.
Whether he do anything or not, him being there will stop the bleeding and at least allow us to have a template from scratch that we can operate from there.
What does that mean, Eddie? Stop the bleeding.
Trump is currently enacting policies that are impactful to the black community. He is currently employing a rhetoric that, as Blue was saying, is emboldening everybody to act upon their racism. He is changing the justice system by appointing all of these federal judgeships that are going to be how judges, you know, determine how brown people, because they're deeply conservative, and we know how those conservative judges treat brown people, how they're going to be treating them when it comes to law and justice. So that is the bleeding that we're experiencing right now.
Okay.
If Joe Biden gets in and stops those conservative judges from being appointed irrationally, because a lot of these people don't really have a lot of experience. I mean, there's people that Trump that have put up for the position.
It's just a great opportunity.
Barely have any law or legal expertise. They're just putting people there to be there to hold those spaces for the nature of conservative. And so if Biden get in, he will, one, stop those policies. He will, two, stop that active rhetoric. Number three, he will stop those judge seats from being filled. That's the bleeding that's happening right now. That will stop just merely by him being there, whether he do what he say he gonna do or not.
Okay. All right, so moving right along. Any other comments on that? Feel free to post them in the comments. This week, I guess maybe Monday, it had to have been like very early in the week, Birmingham City Schools announced that they were going to do a red carpet drive-through graduation. Everybody was like, no, because the other schools were able to practice safe social distancing. They had the students spread it out over the Hoover Met, over wherever they were. Everybody had masks on. It worked. So why can't Birmingham do the same thing? Everybody didn't have masks. Okay. Maybe not, sir said. But that's what we're supposed to think. We're supposed to think that everybody follows the directions. And immediately, the first thing that I thought was, okay, so if Birmingham does it, is it going to be a repeat of what happened in Walmart where somebody doesn't have a mask and it turns into a chaotic scene? That's what I thought. However, a lot of people were asking, did we feel insulted by the drive-through graduation? Okay, that was the first question. And the word got around fast. So first of all, did you all feel insulted or belittled by our children getting a drive-through red carpet graduation at Legion Field? Or was it?
No.
I feel like this. Black folk gonna always fuss and raise hell either way it goes. So it was for them to initially take the safest route. Now, here's the thing. When you drive around the hood, if you join the hood right now, I really want to just hit up 3rd Avenue to just kind of get a breath of the hood air and just kind of embrace that whole fellowship that's taking place. But most people in the hood ain't really trying to do no social distancing right now. And I just feel like, I think it's just so painful to have gone through 20-some years of school, however long you had to go to school. And this is one of the greatest things, the graduation from high school. It's your entrance into adulthood to try and have something. And I do believe, I passed by my house and I saw McCullough having them a graduation out there in Mayfield, and they had social distancing in the bleachers, and you know, it was predominantly white. But it's just, I feel like it should be up to the people. If you want to attend, attend. If you don't, it's on you. If I'm the staff and the principal, I ain't handing you no diploma. I ain't shaking your hand. But if you just want to walk and hold your picture up in photographer take a picture from 6 feet away. Then
But a drive-through graduation, like how do you even? So we're just on the first part of it. We're on the first part. This is not the full story, so don't get upset. But how do you even line the cars up in order to have this ready? Where do they go? Like how?
You don't have
what
to
about
have
people
people.
Do they?
My thing, I guess my thing is with it. What is a graduation? Most of the time, when you have the graduation, it's a pomp and circumstance. People come in, then you have everybody line up. They a pastor, somebody prays over the ceremony. Then you have somebody that talks. The choir sings, and then you have valedictorian, salutatorian talk. Choir sing again. Then you have somebody that may talk, the principal, or somebody may share a special word before the graduates come, and then you got everybody walking across stage getting their diploma. To me, this seems easier and straight to the point. I can take my child, they can go on a red carpet, have their pictures taken with their principal or whoever. They take the pictures, get the diploma. Carmen. They get the diploma and they get back in the car and we leave, because most people, when their child gets the diploma, they walking out of the arena or field or whatever anyway, because they're disinterested in what else is going on.
Do you remember who was your speaker at your graduation?
Don't know.
Charles Coot Willis, the mayor of Fairfield at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What number were you in graduation line?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like number 10, something like that. I was class president, so I was already on stage.
I was like,
You're that guy. Okay. Graduation, like I've never seen that person before. I've never heard that person before. Like those people graduate me. I've never heard of them. Never heard of them. I just needed my money to walk across stage and get my diploma. So
you weren't engaged, Courtney?
No. I couldn't care less. To this day.
Like, no.
Yeah. But y'all can plan graduation. I mean, celebratory 20-year stuff. I'm not going. I couldn't care less.
So I've been trying.
I'm there.
I work with kids, so I've been trying to understand. I've been trying to conceptualize if it's important to kids, because it absolutely was not important to me. I could have cared less about my whole high school experience, just about. And so I'm trying to muster up understanding what importance it will hold for some kids. I got a cousin who was really popular in school. He missed high school every day. So I imagine there is a small group of kids that it would be amazing for, but I don't know if all the kids really that concerned about it.
Okay. Blue, high school graduation.
Well, I got kicked out of school.
Right.
Check this out, though. I got and when they had high school graduate, the thing for and I went and graduated, Jack.
Christine, do you remember graduation?
Yeah, I went.
Like I said, I was about 123. That was my number. I barely made it.
Okay, so yeah, whatever.
I barely made it,
But
I didn't care.
Okay, so they went from the drive-through. They changed it. I guess they heard enough people saying, I want my baby to walk across the whatever. I guess they heard that. So they changed it to a socially distanced graduation at Legion Field. So they decided to do 7 graduations at Legion Field.
And I bet you still got folks complaining, why they only giving 4 or 5 tickets out? It's more people that can fit at Legion Field than that.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, people.
But
Naomi.
But it's interesting because the school systems that did host actual graduation ceremonies, you had students protesting against the graduation ceremony and flat out refusing to participate.
Yeah,
I think that's appropriate. Like you said, if you want to participate. If you don't, you don't. I think, I don't want to minimize this monumental moment for them, but the rest of the world has monumental moments that they're missing out on as well because of these times. So we're all having to adjust. And I know your 18-year-old selves, this is a lot to take on because you are 18.
Do you not like them?
No. I'm just saying, like,
you're 18.
There is a world of people missing out on.
True.
So if you have an opportunity, either you participate with the guidelines that are given, or you don't. You shut the hell up and keep moving. Like that's the part of this whole COVID situation. It's just
what a bail, what a dean. We got
some ice cream or some ice or something.
Blue, shut up. Okay.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
go backstage.
Look, all right.
True.
So general consensus on the look at him. What you do, Blue?
You better stop it,
Me?
okay?
Listen.
Right now, and I mean
y'all
it.
don't want this on this live.
Look, we got one more topic to discuss. So, 35064. In the history of the School of Hip Hop, we had a panelist by the name of Courtney Newton that went by Mr. 35064. Then we were fortunate enough to have somebody to be a city councilor in 35064. So we have direct connections to Fairfield. I know a lot of people are like, what is that? Where is that? It's Fairfield. Did you hear about the news with Fairfield this week?
Say it. Why you looking like that, brother? Just speak.
Come on, talk to us.
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. Y'all told first. I'm just waiting. I've seen all the jokes. I've seen folks don't know what they talking about, saying like hypothesizing and everything else. Like Wu tagged me in a post. I guess she thought I was gonna make some comments and try to set the record straight. I just trolled it. I laughed at folks.
I just wanted you to see.
Virtual hug, because there's a lot of tension between Courtney and Sam. Geez.
It's no tension on my part. It's fine. But I mean, I guess my thing is a lot of people don't understand what bankruptcy actually is in this type of bankruptcy.
Right. So you got the flow. Tell us, I got some questions so you can answer them in your explanation.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So
If they're planning to come out of it, what happens if they're not able to pay some stuff? Or will Fairfield lose its incorporation as a city? I think that's it. Yeah, all those will be on mine.
So Fairfield filed Chapter 9 bankruptcy, not Chapter 11. Chapter 11 is the typical personal bankruptcy. Chapter 9 bankruptcy basically is a reorganization structure, meaning that Fairfield's debts are not going to go away. The only thing that they'll just be restructured. So they'll get reduced, payments will get reduced where it'll be more manageable. Now the city is more in control of their finances, more so than the creditors, because what's going on in the situation of Fairfield, as soon as ad valorem tax or property tax hit the bank account for the county, their creditors come in and say, nope, we're going to take X amount of dollars, this ours, y'all make do with whatever's left. So yes, you have to have a plan as a part of bankruptcy. So filing the official document is just the first of many other additional steps. So Fairfield is not the first municipality to file bankruptcy. Detroit was the largest municipality to file bankruptcy. Pritchard, Alabama has filed bankruptcy twice. And then Jefferson County filed bankruptcy and they end up coming out stronger and larger. So no, the city of Fairfield is not about to fold. It's not going
You better
not being annexed to Birmingham. Not about to lose the fire department and the fire tax, fire insurance, all these different things. No, individuals can't buy the city of Fairfield. They can't form an investment group and buy.
Hold on, Sid. Sir Sid, I know you're giving out some vital information about Fairfield, but I'm broadcasting live from Fairfield right now. Fairfield, make some noise. Oh, look. Miss 35064 is in the room. I'm in her home to do this show tonight, and you want to be on camera? You just want to tell us how you feel about it. How you? Are you upset? Are you okay? What you think?
Upset.
Wow.
Y'all hear it?
Been in Fairfield all my life. Even when I got married, I moved back to Fairfield. Fairfield problem, part of it is when Aaron Langford left, we did go down. And it's just how it is.
Mm.
So why are you mad about bankruptcy?
We needed the bankruptcy because I suggested 2 years ago in city council meeting that we needed to do bankruptcy, and they like to knock me down for saying that.
So it's past time.
It's past time, but at the same time, I feel like we voted Kim Coachman in, that's when the problem started because he basically had a motive for us to become part of Birmingham to make Miles a university.
So is that so? I guess I won't ask for proof or are those allegations or those thoughts true or not. But could you hear that clearly said like about the demise of the city?
Yeah, I mean it started before Coachman. It started around when Langford transitioned out. To be perfectly honest,
with Mike Johnson.
I think there was a vacuum in leadership. There was a vacuum that occurred in leadership as far as who's going to step up the direction they need to go. So when
yeah,
I hear that. We got other people. We got people in the background. Fairfield turns up. What you say?
Whenever there's a decline in businesses.
Decline in businesses.
There's no revitalization going on.
No revitalization.
There's no new business coming to Fairfield. Everybody pulling out of Fairfield. That's the reason it goes down. Because everybody is pulling out. Whether somebody coming in.
You from Rad. 1 hour. You coming to
Pull out. Got to pull out.
Well, there is. Well, I guess there is revitalization going on in Fairfield. There's Aronoff Drive, Valley Road, and Valley Road and Woodward Road have all been repaved. EJ Boulevard is in the process of about to be repaved as well. Fire department is strong. We have sheriff's department for enhanced security. None of these services that we currently offer as a city are going away. Only the services that we offer as a city are stand to improve because of the restructuring of our financial debt. So this was a necessary step. So it may look this way now, but this is something that when you look back 5-10 years from now on the city of Fairfield, it's going to be like, that's the moment when things kind of start changing around for the better because it was a necessary step. Basically, Fairfield was bankrupt. A lot of people felt like it was like, I already thought Fairfield had filed for bankruptcy a long time ago. You know what? You put the whole things down and be say what?
Fairfield.
Say what?
I think Fairfield needs to get a few of them.
Well, you sound like you're on the board.
Yeah, what happened to you?
He sounded like Ira now. I heard him. I heard what he said, but yeah, we moving on. Yeah. I mean, Fairfield.
We had a Sigma, we done had an Alpha, and they just can't get right.
So what we need a Cedric.
Bring up the real with the Q.
Oh.
Hey, never mind.
So I guess if you had. More people can't. Yeah, look, social distancing is taking effect. I don't know what's happening. It is. Fairfield, make some noise.
They ain't paying attention.
Yeah.
It's so weak. It's so weak.
He done cranked up and moves into video star.
So anything else we need to discuss? What else has happened? We got a few minutes. Anything on your mind? Anything happening exciting?
I ain't been out here in a minute. I'm officially certified.
Hey, to do what?
Personal trainer.
Let us see your muscles.
So
She can't lift her arm up. She don't have
shut up. But I am very excited about that because I do believe that's vital, and that is something that I look forward to bringing, to Vital. Like, I want to be able to talk about our health, our wellness, our mental health. I think it all, it goes full circle. That's something that I look forward to, to bring it to the table, as well as in July, I will be a certified nutritionist as well. So I'm just excited, Yeah.
Okay, Chrissy.
Get me off this thing like that.
We're back. Okay, so that's what's okay. So certifications are taking place. Has anybody else? Look at Blue, man, I'm so sick of you.
I wanted the wrong thing.
Everybody gonna Stein some safety pins.
Stein?
What do you say?
Stein? Steam.
What'd you say, Blue?
I said we're gonna buy safety pins.
Oh,
you have to have support. Like, that's why I can't wear those.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was not a good idea.
I can't do it.
You know, I ain't gonna never.
Listen, I got something. I hate to bring up old stuff because I don't really like to live in the past. But did y'all see the post that Wu made about the friendship stuff? It was like
Girl, they dodged it.
everybody did, but I just need to know why.
No, go ahead. What? Talk about it. We got
So
4 minutes.
yeah, because Courtney, you were supposed to bring us in verbally on it, but Sid and I just kind of we recapped it.
So I can't even remember what all I said about friendship. So, we always talk about dating, mating, relating, and more of an intimate, like a significant other. But I was like, let's talk about friendships, right? The people that are, a part of our support circles, and why is it that our friendships can last so much longer than, some of our romantic, intimate relationships and so on and so forth. So Wu posted it was one of those little rundowns. It was like 15 questions of, which friend is the friend that you share clothes with? Which friend is the friend you call if you're, in trouble? Whatever, all that stuff.
Right.
Nobody responded. Like, nobody did it.
It was ones like, what friend do you cry with? What friend knows all your secrets? What friend do you call? All of that stuff. I was like, but Courtney, your point was good. Did they not answer because they are afraid of what friend they're going to offend?
That's
yes. Yes, I can say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you didn't do it.
But I can say yes because and just being transparent about it, it's like, and it's because of this social media stuff. It's like, I know, and they know this too, though, who holds me down. Like, there are things I have been through the world would never know about. You know what I'm saying? However, a public post like that, there are things where I have cried with friends. There are friends that have been there with me. And I can even say this to Wu or to Nadia. Like, I'm just saying, like, things where it's very personal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people who you can for real cry to and confide in. And then there's the, hey girl, how you doing or whatever. But when you got that kind of post, it's like, no, my real ride or die is like, y'all will be offended because the people I may have to tag in this. And then you got your girls who they're there for the surface stuff. And it's like, it's very personal to me because there's some real deal stuff that I'm going through where it's like that post, there's some things where I know for a fact there are women that have been there for me where I can say all of them things. Like, I've cried, I've leaned on their shoulders. They've been there when I was rock bottom. And then it's a girl who think, okay, because you reposted my page, you think you did something. And she gonna be the one to be like,
How's she gonna be, Christine? How's she gonna be?
She gonna be real mad. You know what I'm saying? But I got homegirls where it's something I may have never put out publicly, but they know what's really going on with me.
Yeah.
And that post, it was just like, I get it, but it's stuff I don't even share with y'all. And I'm very transparent on social media, but
so
I didn't engage.
More about protecting the support system than some fear that if I put this, okay.
Yeah.
I believe too that those true friends that you have, that like the ones that know the stuff about you, that have had those moments, they don't even have a desire to be recognized. It's like, because it's like the type
your
of
friends want to be recognized. Look behind you.
I ain't never seen little kids.
But like, we the best friends. That's my best friend.
Bye. She ain't say her name. Bye.
Who your best friend?
She said Bree. Her baby.
Oh.
But yeah, I think I commented on that last week on the show or whatever week on the show. Like, I got friends that I can call that will cuss me out, like literally, and it'll be, if we weren't friends, like we'll be fighting because you just kind of disrespectful. But they give me that hardcore truth, and then I got people. I got, Woo, and I call Courtney sometimes, when I need certain kind of psychological, you know what I'm saying? I know which one I can get, you know what I'm saying? Courtney a little bit more harsh, especially now, but and I think that when friends know their place and stay in their place, you can have a good friendship. I don't have to talk to some friends every day, you know what I'm saying, or every week, or even if I just talk to you once a month, but you there and I'm there for you, then we good. You know, the older you get, you don't just sit up on the phone and talk all the time. No more. You got too much going on in life.
Yeah. Until you need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's certain people like I can talk to them, we cannot talk, and like unintentionally, I'll be on the phone with them an hour and a half. Like, and it's like, dang, I ain't mean to talk to you that long. So, but it's just certain times that those conversations are needed or necessary to, maybe not for you, but maybe the other person. So you may not talk to as many people as often, but I think there's still those moments where you need to get on the phone and just have those conversations with them.
But what about the friends who become super friends when you die? Oh Lord, I know already.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
Ignorant. Oh, he was my best friend. Boy, you don't. I mean,
don't get no survey from me.
Like, don't even lie on that man like that.
There's some people that really, my wife had a cousin that died recently, and I saw best friends from everywhere. I was like, man, I've been my wife 6 years. I ain't never seen you, heard about you. You came to a birthday party.
Right.
Well, well, in Blue, it's not even in depth. You got things that when certain people announce things or accomplishments online, it's like, well, why you didn't tell me? Why am I just finding out about this? You should have said something. Or if I express that I'm just a little bit down, or hey, I just need prayers, then you see how many call me, girl, call me, man. Tell me, like, they want to know what's going on, and it's not your place. You're not in that space to do that.
But say I don't like when people do that though. Pray for me. Just be like, well, keep us in your prayers. Why?
I don't like it either, to be honest. I don't like
like what you.
It's almost like you fishing or something. Like,
the journey has been so rough, but look at me now. Where you been?
What happened?
You capping or capping?
Tell the story.
Put it down.
So, what's this comment? Some friends must mature and not be jealous of other friends. This is not elementary or high school. So like that is one thing right there. Like I can say that like my friend circle is like this big. It's about, it's a social distancing amount of people that it's a social distancing amount. But there are a lot of people that I'm connected to, which doesn't mean that I don't love them, I don't like them, but we don't, like it's kind of understood that, you have the inner circle, you have the next circle, you have the outer circle, and y'all, we all good. You just might not be at the, at the like family events and at the,
the wedding.
Yeah, all that. You might not be right. You might not be invited to that. So like, don't be mad.
Yeah,
don't be mad.
And see, my problem with that is because you don't get invites to certain things, doesn't diminish who you are as a person or your relationship with that person. It's been parties that I know people that I'm associates with or friendly with or friends with that they've had events or parties and I hadn't got an invite, but I hear about it through other people. I don't get offended like, man, how come they ain't invite me this and the third? That was their prerogative whether or not they wanted to invite me. But moving forward, I know how to temper our relationship. So,
but do you have to temper it? Maybe they just forgot to call you.
You offended.
Yeah, I ain't buying.
You gotta adjust.
Exactly. Because if I'm thinking our friendship is more than what it really is, or what you are showing that it is, then I need to temper my expectations, not to expect to receive certain invites, calls, inside information, or whatever. I thought we were friends, but we're really just associates or acquaintances.
That's when you find out, say it.
Like, dang, so you ain't think they invite me? Eddie, am I your friend?
You my friend.
That was
you sure? Y'all know how Eddie, like, you sure I'm your friend? Like,
right.
But I think I'm kind of like Sid in a way, I seen some situation like, man, I thought you would have called me, this something I can come to and not have to worry about, but I mean, But I try and put myself in that perspective. There have been times when life is just overwhelming, and I forget sometimes. And it's not anything personal. But if I realize it, I at least call them to let them know, or not even just mention about it, but just kind of call them and just talk or whatever. But I think good friends don't have to be invited to everything.
Yeah.
I got a quick example. My best friend, when he got engaged, I didn't know about it until he sent me a text saying, "Hey man, I want you to be in the wedding." Now I could have took offense and been like, "So man, you gonna get engaged and you ain't give me a heads up that like, hey, I'm thinking about getting engaged. It's gonna happen," or it did happen. It was like, oh, okay, cool. So like part of me took offense because I'm like, bro, I thought we was better than that. I would at least got a heads up.
You said your best friend. You didn't say like your LB, like
right.
You know, we're that's a real conversation, best friend. Like you just gonna text. I mean, yeah.
I have a question about best friends though. Like after a certain age, like do you, or well, not a certain age, but just like how do you develop best friends? How does that happen?
Yeah, I think you. Like I'm not.
I think a combination of dependability, confidentiality, consistency. I mean, I think what we're looking for in people when we call them our friends is people that can cover a lot of ground. And I think best friends become the people that can cover a lot of ground. Who can I call that can help me when I need help? Who can I call and talk to and give some relatively decent input? You know, who don't drain me when I'm around them, who really kind of refills me when I'm around them. Like, I think that we looking for somebody that can cover as much ground and help us as much as we can help them. That's where I think you start getting the best friend territory. See, I'm a role player in all my friendships. That's just, I'm a role player. I know my limitations. I know my boundaries. I make sure all my friends know, listen, we don't have to have talked in 4 years. If you need me, hit me up. I'm gonna help you out if I need to, and then we can go back to 4 more years of not talking to each other.
Why? What the hell?
Well, it's like what I mean, like for me personally, it's like I don't have standards by which somebody gotta maintain their position in my life actively. If you've meant something to me at some point in our relationship and interaction, that don't really diminish for me. I mean, it's people that because I got different phases of life. I go through my Facebook and I can tell people from my hometown. Then I can tell people from when I went to Auburn University. Then when I left there and went to AUM, I can tell, like, it's different phases. But just because those people are not active in my life now, don't mean that I will invalidate what they meant to me when they meant something to me. So I can still pick up with them and say, okay, what you need? I got you. I'll take care of you. But that's just my way of friendship. I'm a role player. Like I ain't a star. I don't need to see you every day. We ain't got to talk every day. I just play my role, get it over with, and then we be back to normal. That's
hey,
how.
I got a question. I got a question. So let me ask y'all this.
You said 4 years.
Hey, you'll be surprised. It's been some people that been longer than that show up and be like, Eddie, what? I need some help. All right, what's up? I remember that time you helped me 8 years ago.
I got a question, right? So y'all know, I've been licking on finding like house cleaning stuff. Like I just been licking. Like the other day I licked big time. So man, all day, ding, 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 ding.
All your friends hitting you up for the lick too.
Like, hey, I need you to get in their orders, right? So I'm sitting up here saying, like, some of y'all, how do you even feel like you got this kind of weight?
Right?
Like, bruh, you come on. So I'm kind of, but I don't like telling people no, and I don't want to seem mean and insensitive, but it's like,
about it.
Nope.
It's just like, I just, in a way, I'm kind of like, man, I get up at 6 o'clock and I wait and I go get in line. You know what I'm saying? I try to be the first 2 people in the door because them women be on it. You know what I'm saying?
What time you have for the senior citizens, Blue?
Well, they got that's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
But if you go Tuesday and Wednesday and go about 7:15, 7:20, they'll say, just go ahead and go in. That's
you acting like them too, like you talking.
Right. Listen, Blue, I thought you said you had a plug that held some stuff for you.
Hey, wait.
I feel like,
wait a minute, Courtney. That ain't for live.
You put that on Facebook.
No, I didn't.
Where you put that?
Maybe.
And group me.
Put her in the waiting room.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Well, listen, nobody knows what we're talking about. So, but what I'm saying is, if I get up in 6, that doesn't mean I'm gonna come up with the same things as you. So then I gotta come through you because you know the plug.
But I'm saying, me and you ain't really been cool like that. I don't even hear from you to say, hey, dog, or nothing. And all of a sudden, you want to come and call and get some real high commodity items right now.
So what you're telling me is, y'all saying be socially distant and follow all these CDC guidelines, and when somebody hits you up for some Clorox wipes and some stuff to keep your stuff clean, now no.
It's about that, Courtney. It's about why do you like home? Why the only time I hear from you is when you trying to get something out of me or you need something from me. Like other than that, I'm not hearing from you. You see me post something about going to a concert and somebody got the hookup. You trying to see, can I get some extra tickets? Let me slide in there with y'all. Well, when y'all
not a best friend said.
I don't have anything to offer right now, but when I do, then you can ask me.
Because you're my friend.
Of course.
Because you the pastor.
Courtney.
She needs some pickles.
Everybody. I'm finna drive the car. You got one more time to try to export me. I'm opening windows and telling both of your kids to come on out because y'all done it before. Come on, I'm doing all.
Let's see if I'm blue.
I'm leaving safe. Is my sorrow there? Everybody else is up for grabs.
If I'm blue, and my friends call me and say, "Hey, I see you hit them up. Can I get some?" I'll be like, "The best I can give you is the input as to how my process." Okay, so I get up at 6:30. This is the place I hit first. That the place I hit first. It's a success rate at this place. You might want to try this first on these days. Like some stuff ain't meant to just do for people. Sometimes the best thing you could do for your friends is give them input that's gonna let them do the work. Like I'm not gonna be used by the people in my life either, you know.
And that's sort of how I feel. Because I mean, I lit one day, but I missed and got up early a whole lot of other days.
Well, that's not true. You can't help that, Blue. You still try. Hey,
I'm trying to lick again, though.
You got to tell people what that means.
Oh, just get the stuff that I want. Name brand stuff.
Oh, hey, Prince.
Oh,
You thinking that ain't no puppy? That's a.
It is.
Full of shit.
that's a whole wolf, Courtney.
He got
Oh yeah. The days of getting on the table like this gonna be over soon.
Invisible.
You look fake. Hey, Prince.
Well, I need to say I just realized Marley is not here, and I ain't say I was sorry.
Yes. That is so, y'all.
How you been doing with that?
I miss my puppy. So she wasn't a puppy. She was really a grown. She was grown. She was 10. But she's such a baby, so we miss her. Like we really, really miss Marley. Like for real.
Yeah.
But
Sorry to hear that.
I just sorry. Thank you. We got Fairfield people in the background trying to get verbally abused.
You see what Christine did?
What she do?
No, you shut up.
So
Hey, Brett.
is that it? We good? Is that it?
I ain't laughed with y'all in so long. I know I'm pretty silly.
Man, I miss y'all. This was great.
I miss y'all. Who?
And then forgot all about us. You know what I'm saying? All these stadiums and stuff around here leaning on her side just with one arm.
How long can you do this?
Well, I think she's trying to flex on you.
See, they all trying to divide the black woman. Christine, keep being great. Give me some motivation.
Okay.
Because I got a minute before I get some.
All right.
And I will be off.
Say nothing, dude. Don't you say nothing.
Even
Any
though
other
you
major
so fit. please.
Any other good news, big news, no news, any other thoughts before we go?
I think that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks to everybody who watches and kicked it with us tonight. You got to see some Vital like in rare form. This is who we are. This is what we do. So like when you don't see us, I mean, well, we do this in the radio station, same way, same thing.
Yeah,
But
we'll get together in a minute.
yeah. So be sure to like us, share these videos. We are really working to, find all of you who've supported us all of these years. We need you back. We need you back. So share the video, go and like the Vital Show page, and stay tuned for 100 days of Vital. You still got like 3 months for that, right? I think August, what did we say? August 6th, maybe?
It was a lot.
It's like August. We got time. It's 100 days of Vital. So go and support. Support is not buying something. It's just letting people know, hey, I'm Vital. Like, this is the show. It comes on set at 7 on WATV 94.9. So yeah, tune in, check us out. Y'all have a good night. Happy Memorial Day. Oh, hold on before we go. The history of Memorial Day. Do you all know it?
Come on, Blue.
Nope.
Eddie, ready, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm
No,
really checking for the guys.
I'm ready for that one.
Yeah.
The history of Memorial Day. First of all, it is a Black day. It's a Black holiday. It commemorates the lives of Black soldiers who were killed and buried in a mass grave. If my father or my mother is still on here, please come in and give us some of the information. But I know that basically they were all just put in a mass grave. They were put aside. And Memorial Day happened like in 1890 something, where they gave them a proper burial. That's how Memorial Day started, May 1st, like 1891, I think. So it's a day that means something to us. It's not just the land of the free, home of the brave type of day.
All right, I kind of got pulled up some real quick. Decoration Day, or how Memorial Day began as a Black holiday. On May 1st, 1865, a crowd of up to 10,000 mainly Black residents, including 2,800 children, went to the graveyard and celebrated with a picnic, sermons, and singing, and thus Decoration Day was born. However, Waterloo, New York gets the credit as the official birthplace of Memorial Day because the village first formally observed the holiday on May 5th, 1866.
Wow.
Not quite what you're looking for, though.
But we got to know what we celebrate. I didn't know
I
that.
didn't realize it was a Black holiday. I knew that it was a celebration for deceased, veterans, but I had no idea that it started out as a Black holiday. That means I will not be social distancing tomorrow.
Turn up. Everybody hit the Wakanda. Somebody screenshot us. Yay, screenshot. Somebody.
Yes, I didn't know. Wow.
You gotta do this.
Hey,
Remind me. I hope you got the picture. Had a screenshot on the computer. What you did?
y'all know we closed caption for the hearing impaired.
Yeah, on Facebook.
It is. So last week when was it last week? And it was coming up as said, and we were talking, and I was like, oh, said it got real fancy. I mean, because it was spot on. I was like, I don't know who is transcribing, but it is perfection.
That's what I'm talking about.
One said, one
don't be telling them, Christine. Sorry.
She trying to read.
Miss Angeline, did you get the picture? Did you all get a picture of the screen while we did the Wakanda pose? I hope you did. Or should we do it again and I try to catch it on my phone? Let's do it one more time. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Okay, let's see.
Blue, I'm sending you something through the group me because you keep worrying the hell out of me. So, but this is not to be shared.
Okay, everyone. Good night. We're gonna end the broadcast.
All right, see y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Let me screenshot. Oh, that's dope. Okay, here we go. End the broadcast. End broadcast.